Alright, so I've been thinking about uploading videos for quite some time now. Well, I've only been playing for 2 months, so quite some time is a relative term. But then I had this game and I decided I absolutely have to upload this. I thought it would be a lot of fun, and some of the people that might view this may also enjoy it. So let's go all the way back. I'm going to play this a little bit faster than normal. I'm going to go up on the speed a little bit just to get through the game a little bit faster. 27-minute game, of course. So, up in the top right is me, the Red Terran NCR. Those are fast. And at the bottom right we have the blue probe. It is Rundown. Now he opens with a pylon, goes into a forge. No gateway, which of course I had scouted, but I didn't. I wanted to use up these units most efficiently way as possible. Then I like to do the cyclone rush. I haven't done a double factory proxy cyclone rush in some time, and so I wanted to do one and record it. And when this game happened, I really decided to go ahead and do it. So I opened double gas, and then obviously need a barracks. And I don't see this yet. I don't see this happening. Great placement on his part, right in the black. I can't see it. I'm going to send down my probe. That's going to be my proxy probe, and of course CC. And then I also should be able to do photon calls. So as soon as I go ahead and decide to finish this because I need it for my factories, of course, and I'm going to proxy right over here. As soon as this gets done, I start that proxy. Now, I kind of was just thinking for a minute, he's got all these going down. I'm going to do a proxy factory cyclone, so I thought this was going to work very well. I figured I might as well go ahead, try to get this sneak this probe out, and he just gets caught right there and gets killed. I wanted another probe out here to build a second factory. Of course, I float my barracks to get it up. I wasn't sure if he had vision of this yet, and so I didn't want that barracks to fall, otherwise I couldn't build my other factory, and it would go down here. Obviously, the supply depot is going to fall, and I knew that the minute started dropping another one down. I continued my production up here. I had a lot of units queued up, which isn't the best type of.
You need more depots.
Sorry. I just really wanted to do what I could to make this work. Because I knew if I could hold out, get to that 4 or 5 minute mark without loss of my production, that this would work. I'm still on my vision. So.
Ready.
Let's go back down and check out his base. We got just a forge, a pylon. He does go with 3 cannons in his base. No unit production at all. He is dedicated to this cannon rush. And this is just a gold league play. I haven't been cannon rushed in quite some time, honestly, and so he gets pretty bold with this placement here. Of course, had he known I was doing a proxy, he probably would have just made pylon for a cannon right there with pylon. Of course, we got the pylon anchored in the corner, so you can't go too far with it. Knowing this was going to get hit, I went ahead and started changing it into an orbital so I could drop down a mule and get as much production as I can. I decided to get my barracks out of there because I didn't want it to get shot down, and so I just started floating it over here to keep it safe. First production is done. Reactor gets done, immediately goes into production is some cyclones, and of course this guy down here is always building all of this stuff. He goes over, starts making another CC, knowing that this one is going to fall, and I probably wouldn't have floated out of there if I would. I mean, he's got a ton of cannons, dropping more cannons. He really wants to invade. I'm almost supply blocked at this time, and so I've got just the 2 cyclones in production and another reactor. I wanted to get squeeze as much resources out of this CC that I could. Stop that mule, of course. Start doing some repairing to get some more resources in. Of course, repairing cost resources, and so I start going backwards a little bit, pull some SCVs off. My barracks floating away to safety. I've got my second CC is about halfway done. We've got 1 cyclone down. And at his base again, we just still have the forge, no upgrades, and his cannons. We're going to start taking his gas, another gas, and a pylon is going to be going. Insane number of cannons. Of course, people are going to keep the probe. They're going to keep the probe right here. There's other stuff over on the this is going to fall. Just get as much production as I can, and I decided to try to get these probes out. Go ahead and give it a try. They go for a rush. Absolutely, it's all of these things. Hope I can get a couple out of it. Without making a mistake for it. 0 probe to break it out. I didn't show you this very well, but income obviously now is 0. But before this, I had a huge lead in the economy side. I had something around 23 probes, 21 probes to his 17 plus the mules. I also go into his cyclone coming in. I knew I'd be able to attack. I thought maybe I could finish this up, but I didn't know that he had the pylons up here. Take this down, and this little cyclone is going to be a hero cyclone. Wanted to put on some production. Does finally have a gateway. Start pulling back. I've got 4 more in production. Turn up the help here. Total of 5 cyclones is 17 probes at this point. Close it down now to depower all of these before the cannon on this side is going for the next. And all of a sudden, these probes start pulling out. So I knew we were going to go for another command center this time. I think try to take out as many as I can, but I want to still focus on all the production buildings. Probably should have followed these guys out in hindsight. Barracks are just floating over there doing nothing. I've got currently 6 SCVs to 17. No orbital. I'm producing SCVs the best I can. I do get severely supply blocks up here in just a minute. Supply blocks. Took out all of my production. Of course, I am able to see this because my gas geysers and my supply depot. So I know that he's got a nexus going down up here. I know he's got another kind of nexus going down instead of the 4th way. So start looking at some gateway units. So I wanted to bring this guy down, which I do, and I drop it right here. There he goes. I'm going to come down. Once I start getting my production back a little bit. Really supply blocks.
Base is under attack again.
He finally goes through and decides to clean all of this up, but not before I see what I need. And of course, to check his vision, he sees nothing. No idea. He may know to have it yet, based off of common proxy locations, but he doesn't have it. Of course, he can take out the rest of the buildings on my lead back here. So a ton of probes, and I know at this point, my 5 measly cyclones are not going to be able to push up into the base and finish this. So at this point I knew it was either going to be a long game or a short game. We was either going to have a sneaky base somewhere else, besides this one up here, and at this point, this is the interesting thing. Look at the income. So he's got way more probes than I have. He's got 13 probes to my 8, but he's not mining anything. We're all busy taking out his gas mining, which isn't a bad play. But for the longest time, I still have the economic lead with only 8 probes and supply block, because his probes were busy attacking everything. So not really. I mean, maybe he could have just dropped a pylon or a cannon, and he's got plenty of those. But maybe he could have brought a cannon over here, and he could have been mining and potentially got way ahead. Of course, he goes straight into warping. Another pylon goes down, probably a defensive one. But of course, at this point, I'm not sure. I've lost my vision. So I've just got. Let's go back to the production tab. I got more cyclones in production. I knew that maybe he was going into gateway, so I wouldn't be able to trade quite as efficiently as if he was using stalkers, which of course also comes with the gateways. I was worried about zealots. I was really at this point worried about him going into sky toss. You take out 2 or 3 void rays, and these guys go down really fast. So waiting energy to build up. I got a mule down. Drop the next mule as soon as I can. Go back into my gases. I've still got a little bit of a gas bank, but that's enough for two cyclones. 2 cyclones ain't gonna get through all of these guys. So I knew I was going to need some gas. Go into some gas, keep dropping these, get my economy back going. Look at the income right now. He's barely ahead. Now he's more ahead. But I'm sorry, I am ahead. Look at that wrong. With 13 harvesters, of course, we've got the mule, but I was significantly ahead. Those mules are just insane. You don't want to be even close to the SCV to probe count. When there's an orbital on the field. So, and of course, still he's producing 3 gates now. Finally, some gates coming out. 4 gates, but there's no units for him. If you look at his army count, it's 0 to 21. If I was more confident, or I knew this, I may have tried to push up in here a little bit sooner. I do eventually take these 2 pylons out, which only depowers these 2. This sneaky one up here is able to keep these guys powered, so that was nice for him. And going to get another. Another 4 So he's sitting pretty right now. I'm pretty exposed. Finally getting quite a few cyclones on the map, but still pretty exposed. Mule comes down, of course. Column goes down. every single second that I can. And we have a hero cyclone, 1 HP, still alive. He's a trooper. I can tell you he did a lot the next battle. I'm sure. Just trying to get a bunch of these, and these probably could have been placed better to try to get a wall off. I just was focused on getting them down, trying to stay off of this supply block, because that really could have ended the game fast for me if I wasn't able to. Of course, I only have the one SCV producing them, but I just don't have quite the resources to produce more than one at a time. As soon as I get 100, grab another SCV, grab another cyclone. I do start producing some Marines here in a minute. Progress. And he's bringing out a robo. Out of this robo, he starts immediately. Almost immediately. He gets some good work from the player. At this point of the game, I just was just trying to win. And at this point, I also decided I needed another CC to get ahead in economy. Here we go, the spending. Obviously, he spent almost nothing into his army. The only thing he's got going right now into his army is that warp prism. Way more in tech, though. He's got a lot more money wrapped up in tech, and I've got more wrapped up into economy. So, even though I dropped all the way down to 1 SCV, I was able to claw my way back. I'm going to say luckily. 71-71 again. I am supply block at this point. Starting to get quite a few cyclones on the map. And we go to production, and he starts producing a dark shrine. The bane of my pylon goes down. One thing he didn't ever have was a mothership for it, which I was really quite surprised for. He never brought it out, which he could have photon overcharged in a lot of these pylons. Once it's done, to push my attack. Another Nexus goes down on the low ground. I start bringing my army around. I feel pretty confident with the number of SCVs that I've got. Go over to the units I've got. Cyclones that I've got. I've got 17 cyclones. And finally warping in some zealots. This is his first army units that he's got. Of course, that dark shrine. I did not know about that dark shrine. I don't know about any of this, but I'm about to find out. War Prism starts heading out at the same time that my army arrives at his south gate. Go ahead and start this engagement. Kind of stuck in start for a little bit of minerals when this engagement started. I was playing them best like this. Trying to get some cyclones. Army guys, I drop down a Marines. Drop down a tech lab. I'm going to go for combat force here in a minute. I wanted this to finish up so he would lose his resources. But I just decided to go ahead and attack it. Take my charge goes the opposite. And here they are. The Dark Knight. And this one, it actually got me off guard because I knew I was engaging his cannon, so I was going to lose a couple of units. I was thinking about why I did, just make it up to it. The right at the B, I was losing some of the units. Drop the scan, those just down that large scan. And now able to clean this up a little bit though. We still got quite a bit of cannons up here. Start taking out my second CC that I was going to use to try to get ahead. And another warp prism goes into that one. So you got the warp prism up there. That was in the production tab. Pulls him up, and then he's going to bring him right on down here. He does not actually know that I'm here, but he finds out very quickly. I just react a little bit slow to this. My army was on its way back because it was hightailing out of there. Of course, I did have some units here. Try to take it down, almost get it go down, but then I'm going to start focusing down. Unfortunately, he didn't get a single SCV program attack. It really helped me out quite a bit. I had some Marines, my Cyclones, of course, to help. I drop another barracks down. My combat shields are underway. Go ahead and start back around. Not for a counterattack, but I wanted to do some scouting with him. And here comes his Dark Templars. And they're going to meet right in the middle of the map. Unfortunately, he gets some amazing trades here. I just brought him up here to kind of give me early warning, and he then noticed the army is here and just slows it down. Stop the scan, using attacks, he runs out of the scan range. Great play by him. Doesn't really lose anything. War Prism comes down, so I do see that now. That War Prism is still alive, but I've got to worry about these. Templar, of course, he does, and I apologize, keep calling him Dark Zealots. So I just start running these guys around. I do have a Raven in production. I did drop a tech lab onto here. We got Raven in production so that I can finally see these guys without having to drop scans from one CC. Another CC does start going down for me, about halfway done in production, bringing a couple more barracks and a engineering bay, so I can get some towers out, plus I can start doing some marine upgrades. Running around, running this, my reinforcements here, but still not ready for that scan. That scan is ready now, but I wanted to wait until I take an engagement where I can actually drop the scan, they run in, bait them in, go back, and Raven comes out also, so now I no longer need no scan. I do drop a turret, I'm hoping they know that. I do have quite a few little SCVs that are hanging out. They're not the best play for me, but that's alright. Just keep making cyclones, keep making SCVs. I did lose quite a few SCVs in that engagement, so I go ahead and pull the rest of them over here to start helping out. This CC gets done. This guy's going to start mining here in a minute. I'm just getting all of my hotkeys set up at this time, trying to decide what to do, dropping down a missile turret in case to come back when my Raven's gone, and head back out across the map. Now, at this point, I was pretty sure he had another base somewhere, but I didn't know where. You see that I didn't know where, so I wanted to find it because I wanted to stay ahead in economy. If you look at the income, he has again a zero income because he has mined out his main base and he did not have a second. So even though he was pretty much ahead with me on my harvesters the whole game, 21 to 17, 21 to 18, 21 to 19. Of course, we've got quite a few going into production now. There were so many times that he wasn't harvesting. Otherwise, he probably could have just steamrolled me. 4 cyclones, 4 marines, and 1 raven. Then he starts bringing out these sentries, which I've never seen used like the way that he used them. Did a little bit of scout. I think I saw that base. I can't remember at this point. No, but I haven't seen that base yet. I've never seen sentries be used in this manner. As kind of a frontline unit instead of a support unit, but that's what he decided to do. He does bring in some zealots here in just a minute. I missed he did get an upgrade. He did get charge for his zealots. And of course the warp gate, robotics facility not making anything. If he just made an immortal, probably would have ended the game. But luckily for me, he did not. He's got this other nexus, and he's just mining. You can look at the production tab. I am producing stim now, 2 marines, another cyclone, a banshee, and 2 more tech labs. No, 2 more reactors on my barracks. Fly this guy down because I figured I wasn't going to be making double cyclones anymore, which was a good idea. Otherwise, it probably would have fallen during this next engagement that happens. But I pull this factory down and put it onto a tech lab so I can start getting some siege tanks. I love me some siege tanks. Morph that into a orbital command so I can get more mules down. Just producing as many SCVs as I can, as fast as I can. More cyclones, more marines, more banshees. Upgrades. I was wanting my 1-1 upgrade, but I only had 1 engineering bay down, obviously for obvious reasons. But I do go ahead and start the weapons now. Drop for 2 gases. I start taking less gas here in just a minute. And I start heading out. Oh, here's the shooting gauge. You don't see it. We actually have a update for guardianship. Was able to engage these guys out of the guardian field a little bit with some fire hearts and engage a little bit more. You drop the turret down on the top of the thing, and still try to drop down to the 4th turret. It just didn't quite get what he was going for. Get the second was Michaeling back and trying to shoot apart down these guys, and I thought this was going to be the end of the game. I'd throw a bunch of people into production here, no 2, 4, 5 million flipped up in that reaction, briefly simultaneously. And I am out of army right there. That was a close uniform against one. That did the bottom row. Of course, these really aren't frontline units. He actually force fills himself out of there and gave it a little more time. More SCVs were falling. In the meantime, down here, I've dropped another mule. Trying to get my production up, start routing my units. I don't want to take this game. Use my units one at a time. I do have 2 patches, my 2 skill right there, and I am able to defend off this sentry. Like I said, it was great that I do that factory down here because this one got taken out, blown up right at the beginning. Of course, I've got more batches going into production, and he's not currently producing anything except here comes these darn Dark Templars again. They're just ridiculous. Of course, he does not know about the second base yet. He doesn't know it's there. This is really good for me. I'm waiting for a scan because my Raven did fall during that battle. So really not much I can do, just trying to keep him off my production, start dropping out some of this because the other one got taken out also. Trying to make him out. He doesn't take it. He's like, nope, I want these SCVs. Comes in here, takes these out. Just demolishing my SCVs. Down to 0 SCVs. Luckily, most of this has been taken out. Most of my production was coming from down here. I've got 2 mules out down here. If he does start going for this, he did get that tech. Got a scan, drop, took those guys out. And still, no production. He does drop more from his. He does drop quite a few more. Gateways here, more pylons. I still got this one base here. That's all he's mining from. I'm currently now just mining from the one also. So our income was pretty similar. Of course, I got the leads because I got the mules there. He's got some more gas. 18 harvesters to 28. That's all right for him, you know. Got a couple banshees. I decided I need to move out. So start moving out. My army kind of splits a little bit. I was glad I didn't get engaged until they met back up. But of course we got that warp prism again. It's been out forever. Warping in some more zealots. Of course these are charged zealots. Start coming in. I wanted to take this down. He does start another nexus down here at the bottom. Sneaks 4 or 5 probes away. Starts getting a nexus. He's really got a huge advantage economically. Doesn't pull all the probes. Doesn't want to lose anything. He knows he doesn't want to lose any more production. Here comes the zealots in from the side. I'm producing a ton back home. Another view of that. And cleans up my entire army. Definitely mentioned, of course, because he can't keep up. Now the sentry's camp, but he goes immediately for the counter, knowing that he probably just wiped out my entire army. If you look at the production, I'm sorry, looked at the supply, I'm still ahead of the supply. I actually do have 30 army supply back here at home. I'd never want to engage with all of your units at the same time. In case you take a bad engagement like that, obviously, I haven't been trading very efficiently, but luckily my income has been ahead the entire game. And now I was very lucky, and I saw this. I was right here moving this army out. I was like, wait a minute. I see sentries, I see zealots. I need to engage this. So I go ahead and come up and start engaging from the high ground, which of course he has the disadvantage there. Most of my banshees, I do not see it. So that's fine. This little cyclone doesn't have it on the other side. I want to be really careful like this because I do not have any. None of that. So obviously I can't heal the damage I'm going to do to them. I'm not a huge fan of damaging my own units. Of course, I got quite a few guys out. I do start producing a. Come on. I do produce a bunker down here at the second in case I need it. I do finally take out this one prison, which was way too late. I should have had that done a long time ago. He sneaks some probes down here. Try to take a third base. Well, technically a fourth, but this one isn't producing, so try to take his fourth base. I'm just on 2. He's on 3, but he's just not producing probes. He does start doing a warping down here, getting some more zealots, and then he does make a fatal mistake here where he's going to drop down that auto turret from my Raven. The stalkers were, I'm sure, because he thought I was going to have a lot more banshees out, but I didn't. And so those stalkers fall really fast to cyclone. Of course, I don't know about that base. Check my vision. I don't know that it's there. I thought that he would have rebuilt it here, closer to his pylons. Or up here. I do drop a scan up here because I want to find him. I know he's got another base. Got lucky. I only had to use 2. I see some stalkers. I see some zealots. I decided to go ahead and take this. I'm way ahead in supply at this point. I do drop the auto turret over there, which helps a ton. Take out the stalkers. Zealots to kind of come in one at a time. I do put in my marines and clean up his army. Now he does start warping in some Dark Templars again, which is more of a data of my existence. I do have a Raven, but it's down. He's targeting me down with the sentry, with the stalker. I should have taken out the pylon with the hands of the warping, but I luckily had a scan system. Fully saturated for the most part. Down here I did rebuild that, so I can build some more missile turrets. I've got some SCVs that are just hanging out right here. And now pulls his probes back, which is great. However, he's got nothing. He's not producing anything, not producing any units. His income is currently 0. My income is pretty high. 25 harvesters now to 21. He has no nexus anywhere else. He doesn't have enough economy for one. He can't build any units. He can't build any photon cannons. Of course, I didn't know this playing the game, but I'm in a very good position right now. I go ahead and march across the map here. Actually, I did not. I saw these guys sneaking around. Sorry, I didn't show you that. And I was worried, of course, about another base. You can hear drop another scan just to try to find if he's got another nexus somewhere. Want to chase these guys down. Had I known he had 145 minerals, I would have just walked across the map and punched him in the face. But I didn't know that. He does finally start long distance mining from down here, but of course that's not very efficient at all, especially when you're when your opponent is on a fully saturated base. I bring this guy up here to start training another one, but every time I start floating some resources, I just go ahead and spend them on units. So see, I almost had it. Maybe I do take it this time. Maybe this is the time I do drop it down. Yes, it is. Drop down another CC right there. I want to get another base. Of course, could have floated this one over there, but I just wanted that extra CC. Should have taken it a little bit earlier, but look at the army supplies. 69 army to 1. 94 total to 21. Finally got that supply block. I see these guys decide to pick up a couple of free kills. I knew that he had photon cannons. I expected to have a lot more. I drop a scan. I see what he's got. See what he's only got a bunch of folks. Go ahead and start to engage it. Let these guys start timing the wave first, and then stuff the rest of the army with that. Look fire down the photon cannons. Of course, I do see the guards trying to find it for the first time in the game. Of course, I really had it. I didn't know where. So you have worried about some zealots. Guards up. Had the entire game. Production still not producing anything. He has just I go ahead and decide to march the rest of my army across the map. Go ahead and reinforce this because I really want to finish the game. He does bring us more about himself. I can drop a scan, able to speed him up, and then I just start focusing down all these pylons because I don't want him to reach anything. Of course, I didn't really get it. The way the game had gone so far, I figured he had a sneaky nexus somewhere else. Uncharged all of these, decided to focus down the nexus. Of course, I see the robos not producing anything. These guys aren't warping anything in, so I feel pretty confident with this whole game is over. I was going to say GG and see if we would go ahead and turn at this point, but I for sake of good batters and get not knowing, I decided not to. And of course, he didn't add some idea that I have to do. It's got quite a few banshees out. My other composition is pretty good for what he had. I could have gone for close banshees, but I was just a little bit too busy doing everything else, trying to stay alive mostly. At some point I lost my tech lab. I actually didn't ever notice that until this second. At some point I lost my tech lab. Get these probes sucked in the corner and, for lack of better term, I do have him finally get a raven back across the field and take out this observer, which wasn't doing anything. He's being revealed. I know the game's over. Come down and finish up his gases that are right here, finish the game, and he quits. So, thank you for watching. It was an insane game. I don't know if I've had a more scrappier game yet. Like and subscribe if you like the video, and I will post more as it goes. Thanks, guys.